In early September 2013, Boulder residents couldn't keep their mouths shut about the heat. Boulder set a record of 93 degrees that first Sunday, and shorts and flip-flops were a must. Weather experts said the late summer sizzle would soon ease up and that there would be a cold front the next week. They told the public there would be high levels of moisture in the air with possible rain. Sure enough, the following Monday, clouds began to show up and water from the sky started pouring. It was as if the earth was giving Boulderites a nice cool shower to relieve them from the roast they'd been experiencing and provide for an enjoyable change of pace in the atmosphere. People old and young were pleased, appreciating the cleanse. Little did they know this rain would only continue relentlessly, turning into one of the biggest natural disasters Boulder has ever seen. Water would build and build, destroying homes and even lives. Unfortunately, at this point, there was no way for experts to tell that Boulder County was in the beginning stage of what was soon called the 1,000-year rain and 100-year flood. A few days into the constant rainpour, a city posting was released indicating that trails in the Marshall Mesa, Flatirons Vista, and Dowdy Draw areas south of Boulder were closed due to muddy conditions. That same night in Erie, an officer responded to a call of standing water on Vista Parkway and a manhole that had popped due to one of its moors. Not long after that, 2 patrol officers inspecting flooding in the Grandview neighborhood got stuck and had to call for help. A transformer caught fire near Erie High School and power lines were down on Erie Parkway. On some streets, water was surging to 3 feet in depth. Erie Police Chief Marco Vasquez reported, "Things started rapidly going south on this. It went from, we've got some rain going on, to, this is turning into a pretty serious event." Longmont was experiencing similar conditions and had to shut down the St. Vrain Greenway at 8 p.m. as it feared isolated flooding. Late that night, Boulder went into emergency mode. Flash flood warnings were sent out and people were advised to seek higher ground as soon as they possibly could. CU Boulder campus shut down for 2 days and many students left the area. Some out-of-state students even flew home. Walking around the Boulder area, one could find a sense of dreariness and fear in the air. Skies were gray, grounds were wet, and all people could do was wonder when this odd weather would stop. However, many community members underestimated the severity of the floods. 19-year-olds Wyanna Nelson and Wesley Quinlan decided to go to a birthday party in the hills northwest of Boulder with a couple friends. Shortly after 11 p.m., they left the festivity. Driving back to the city on Linden Drive, raging water and mud surrounded their Subaru. They were all stuck, so 3 of the passengers, Nelson, Quinlan, and Nathan Jennings, got out to help, while the 4th friend, Emily Briggs, stayed in the car. Nelson and Quinlan got attacked by the rampant creek and killed as they were swept away. Jennings and Briggs were lucky to have survived. Loved ones couldn't help but be shocked at how such an unpredictable event could suddenly devastate the lives of so many. In the town of Lyons, flooding was even worse. Countless homes were evacuated and thousands there and in other areas of the county were ruined or destroyed. An evacuation order in the North St. Vrain Canyon forced residents from their homes around 2:30 a.m. One Jamestown resident said, "This is like Armageddon," then described seeing propane tanks continuously shooting down the river. Meanwhile, in Boulder, things were still bad. Arapahoe Roads at 55th Street, underwater. Foothills Highway at Baseline, Table Mesa Drive, also underwater. Police Chief Mark Beckner commented, "We just had to depend on the barricades and cones to do their job and hoped people had the common sense not to drive through the water." At 10:15, an emergency announcement was broadcast downtown saying that from the mouth of Boulder Canyon east to Broadway and from Marine Street north toward Pearl Street were being ordered to evacuate. Some residents could hear it, while others only heard jumbled muttering from poor signals. On a typical day, Boulder police get about 318 calls for service. That Thursday, there were 532. The department usually receives around 546 phone calls in a day. That Thursday, there were 2,955. Similar chaos continued Friday and Saturday. Finally, by Sunday, things started looking up. Rainfall eased and skies cleared. The following week, weather was pretty much back to normal. Slowly but surely, residents across the county and surrounding areas moved back into their homes, started attending school and work, and began to regain some faith in the location they called home, though its weather recently gave them a horrendous jolt. Boulder Mayor Matt Applebaum said, "We will learn from this, and we will be better." Sadly, this doesn't make up for lives still lost, homes still destroyed, mentality still shocked, and emotions still in fear. But at least we can work on stronger precautions if some sort of atrocious event similar to this one were to ever happen again. We can learn from this experience and be thankful it wasn't even worse. Some say every grim situation has at least one uplifting outcome, and many find that this event brought Boulder County and surrounding areas much closer and left them stronger. May Colorado and its residents continue to stay strong and never forget the event that will forever go down in history.